try sort of a larger version of this, um, but not worry about what the shape represents at all.
Yeah.
Just make a bunch of shapes.
No,
To
exactly.
me, it's the black piece that pulled it together.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
those actually could be dancers, they
Yeah.
happen to be abstract forms, but they could be dancers.
No, exactly. And,
So
you know,
that was a big moment for me. Thank you for
yeah,
that.
that's so great, Tally. Yeah, you know, we are in our culture very, very left brain oriented, which means logical and also symbolic. So,
Yep.
We, absolutely are much more inclined to realism. We just are,
Yep.
absolutely. And so when you walk on this other way, I think one of the best things is you learn how to see in a different way.
Yep.
And it just increases our enjoyment of the world by suddenly, paying attention to the negative spaces and the positive,
Right.
wherever you walk, wherever
Right.
you are. And also, learning to speak this other language that's not so concrete, being able to evoke in ourselves and other people an emotion or thought or a topic that is more poetic. I think it's more a language of poetry. Not always, but it can be. And so in that way, it is that big word that I always like to use, which is, metaphorical.
Yeah.
And
Stephanie, behind you, I've been loving looking at. You've got a white figure with an orange background.
Yeah, that was one of our exercises.
That's so cool. But something like that.
That was our negative space dancer exercise.
Yeah. But something like that could be superimposed in a mishmash of.
Absolutely, Tally. And if you need to, you can always use real photographs of dancers to get shapes. There's nothing saying that you can't refer to something concrete to help you get your shapes. That's right. But it's like
one more question.
I loved in Tally's work, just like how many of the shapes, some were sort of recognizable, especially when the stitching kind of kept evoking those sports things, but that those blue sort of boomerang things, I mean, those were really unexpected for me. And I liked that they were not, perfect. They were, not perfectly balanced. They were just like these reaching things, and they were very sort of spontaneous, abstract, and not very studied. And they weren't even thought, I wouldn't even think of those as shapes.
Yeah.
They were lines more. And so I like the combination of those kind of unstudied unshapes, with the shapes and
with the shape. Yeah. Good combo.
Great. That is great. Yeah, no, it's super, everybody. Well, good. And I thought, to take pictures rather than to have you glue down each one was going to be a lot more freeing too. And that's why we did that. So I love that we can take pictures of things. This is just, I'm saying the obvious, but back in the day, this wasn't an option. It really frees us, from that. Okay. So we're going to move on. And what I want to do now is show you another video, starting with a video, because we're going to now move into another whole exercise, which, you'll see similarities where, and we're going to be bringing things together. So bear with me while I show you the video that is about our next assignment. So I'm going to share the screen and optimize for video clip here. Okay. All right, here we go. And I'm going to enlarge this here and start all the way back. Okay. So we're going to work on these rule-based paintings today. And the rules are merely a way to get you started, to sort of
leap right over that feeling of, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to start. So that's why you have rules. And I've set up several rules for these paintings for you, which I'm going to put up on the screen in a little while. But basically, we're going to be using small sheets of paper. And this is actually 6 inches by 9. And I simply took my 12 by 18 paper, folded it once halfways, and cut those in half, and then the other way halfways and cut that in half. So I got 4 of these pieces of paper out of one 12 by 18. Now I'm just using drawing paper, but you could use something a little bit heavier if you'd like the nice BFK Reeves paper that we've talked about. But what I've got is 10 sheets to start with, and we're going to start with 10. And the reason we start with so many is that I believe that you know, whenever you do a lot of something, there's much less pressure on just the one. So you feel a little bit more relaxed about working, and it flows a little more freely. So my first direction was to take one of the 2 colors that I had asked you to mix up and simply paint the background color. This is so that we don't have white all the time. And there's nothing wrong with working on a white background, but in this case, I want you to see what happens when you already have a background, a flat color. And for this particular exercise, I'm going to ask you to paint half of your colors one color, rather half of the pieces of paper, your 5 sheets of paper one color, and 5 sheets another color background. And you can choose to go all the way to the edge or almost to the edge, doesn't really matter. I'm going to go halfway, all right, almost to the edge here, just to leave a little, I just don't want to get the table. But so there you see, this paint, which has a little bit of white mixed into it and makes it opaque as opposed to transparent, just makes a very nice background and a nice way to work against what we're going to be adding. So my next rule is to use some of the work that we've been making these last couple of weeks. And as you know, it includes the papers that we made from our painting to music. And I just kind of did this on my own. And then all the pieces of paper that we've got where you've done your brush work, your black paint or ink and brush work, making contour line drawings. So this is not exactly what you guys have done, but it gives you a general idea. It's still brush marks on paper. So those are the 2 things that I'm going to make as my rules, that I always have to use some part of those 2 assignments that we did in class in my rule-based paintings. So our first rule is to paint backgrounds on all the sheets of paper. Our second rule is, in every, well, we're actually doing collage here. In every collage piece, we're going to use some element of either the contour line painting or the painting to music piece. So you've already got stuff to add. So that's really helpful. Again, instead of just, you know, feeling paralyzed by not knowing what you're going to work with, you have things to work with just from the get-go. So how would we approach this? Well, one thing you could do is tear these elements and use the torn elements in your piece. The other thing you could do is use a scissors or an X-Acto blade and cut out those elements on, in your piece. I think I'm going to start with my painted brush strokes, and I'm going to just use a pair of scissors. So the other thing is you're going to have a time limit. So I'm going to ask you to try and do all of these 10 pieces in approximately half an hour's worth of time, which means that you don't have a lot of time to think. Another really good thing. But one thing you might do is take your scissors, and you know, you have such a short amount of time, you can't afford to be precious. You can't afford to be too picky. You just have to go for it. Another really great thing to do to keep you moving, to keep you not getting stuck, is to have this element of time pressure. So I'm going to take this, I made a square. I don't know why I made a square, but I made a square. And I'm going to glue this piece down onto my piece of paper. And I'm just going to randomly choose a place to do that. So I'm going to glue, and the glue that I'm using is actually soft gel gloss medium. Comes in different containers. This just happens to be one that I have easily accessible, but you can also use Elmer's glue or any kind of glue you happen to have. Really, pretty much anything will work for our purposes. Yes Glue is one I like to recommend because it doesn't have any water in it, and so your pieces of paper tend not to curl as much. But what you might want to do is just squeeze out a little bit of the glue onto a piece of cardboard or plastic, and then I'm going to use this little knife that just happen to have up here, and put the glue on the back. And I do say, go ahead and glue things quickly rather than thinking too much about it. Let your intuition guide you. So I was just going to do this to the edge. Why am I doing this to the edge? One of the things that's kind of fun to do is to try to not be predictable. Like my initial thought might be to take this piece of the square and put it right smack in the middle. But I know that that's something that I tend to do a lot. So I'm going to just try gluing it to the very edge like this. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but I'm just going to dive right in. And, you know, while I'm doing this, maybe I'll just use a couple more of these shapes that I've got. And maybe this one I'll decide to cut right around the brush stroke instead of doing a square. See, this is where you have lots of choices within the rules. The point is here, within the rules, you have a lot of creative possibility. And sometimes you just need the rules to help you focus a bit and not make it all quite so terrifying. In other words, you know, you don't get so worried about every little thing, and you just have to kind of put it down and let it happen. So anyway, I've cut out this interesting shape here. Another thing you could do is just work with shapes. So on this one, and why don't I use this other sheet color that I've made, I'm going to glue this one, and you know, when you're gluing, it's nice.
Sorry, guys.
Use a piece of paper that you don't care about so much, and then you can just use that as your background, and enables you to get your adhesive where you want it, and also enough, because you really do want to get to the edges, otherwise these pieces have a tendency to kind of peel up. All right, so this one I'm just going to kind of put right here. Yeah, and then why don't we go to our piece of the music painting and use that one now just to show you what you can do with that possibility. So maybe this one, why don't we tear? So I'm just gonna, it sort of feels good to tear your work and to just learn not to be feeling precious about it, you know? You can tear it and it doesn't matter, you know that you can make more. And sometimes, you know, you just discover more beauty when you tear these up. So I made a little sort of torn circle, and I'm going to put some glue on the back. Flip this over and back a bit with the glue. And let's see, why don't I put this one right over to the side, because it's another thing that's a little bit more unusual. And if I see that I don't have quite enough glue and it flips up a little bit, just stick your glue back in there. So we have 3 pieces begun, and it didn't take very long. So now we have 3, and you know, you're going to try and do 10. So that's one way to get started. Now, the next rule would be to create a stencil and apply the stencil to somewhere on your piece that you've got so far. So those of you who have taken printmaking before know a lot about stencils. But if you have not, and I don't think that's too many of you right now, what you can simply do is take a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be very big. And all you need to do really is to fold it in half, take your scissors, and maybe just cut out a shape like this. You've got a stencil. Maybe you want something a little bit more interesting than that, which is fine. So go back into that shape that you've got just cut and perhaps change it a little bit, add a little bit to it. There you go. And now you've got a stencil shape that, as you can see, can really change your pieces. So let's go back to black here on this one. And by the way, I want you to keep 1 or 2 stencils. So do not have a zillion possibilities, but you know, to try and keep it very simple. And when you have a stencil like this, you simply just hold it down. And I've got this one overlapping both the background and the shape that I put down. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect, you know, it can be a little off, but how nice, I can use this again someplace. Maybe I want to just cover that one up a little bit and maybe get a little less water and a little less paint on my brush so it's a little bit more gray. Try that. Pick it up. And I think I'll do that now with this next one. And maybe this one will go right off the page here. Maybe another one. Let's see. Down here. Maybe I'll change the way it's put down. I'll go sideways instead. And I'm not judging right now. I'm just doing, I'm just playing, I'm just having fun. I'm just seeing what happens. You know, I like to use the words, what if? What if I did this? What if I did that? Instead of I should do this, or that's not a good design, or that one isn't as good as so-and-so's, you know, or all those critical voices that we hear in our heads that try to stop us from having fun and enjoying the process. And maybe this one we don't want to use black. Maybe I want to change the color that I'm going to be using, and maybe I want to actually use my background color, the other pink color that I had, and perhaps I want to make another stencil. So let's do that really quickly. Again, I like the idea of to do this quickly, just to fold it in half. Start just something kind of random. Yeah, maybe that's kind of cool without it actually changing it. And again, as you can see, I'm not spending a lot of time overthinking this. I'm just trying to go very quickly, the few gut reactions. How can I take this simple setup here and make it interesting? Try things out. I do know that people sort of bridle when I use the word rule, use the phrase rule-based painting or rule-based art, because I think that it means that it has to be a certain way. No, what you're just doing is limiting your possibilities by creating a sort of arbitrary set of rules for yourself. That's all this is, just an arbitrary set of parameters, limitations, if you will, that just keep you from falling into the paralysis of, I don't know what to do, and it won't be any good anyway. So, and believe me, I've heard those same things in my own head, so I know whereof I speak. But this is a great way to just get over all of that and see what happens. So now I've done 3 pieces already. I don't know how long it took, but probably about 5 minutes. And they're each a little bit different. They're not terribly involved here, but each one is a kind of interesting. That's the active word, interesting. You know, that's what you are making. These are all interesting little, fairly quickly done designs that incorporate some of the things that you've already done. Okay, have fun.
Wait. Wait. Just like, wait, how big is a piece of paper?
All right, I'm going to go all through this. Don't.
Oh, you are. You said, okay, have fun. I'm like, what?
That was a video. So, yeah, most of it is, you know, was very well pertaining, but there were some things that were, you know, a little bit different. So no, I'm happy to go over it. So, that's, yeah. So, you know, I think this is a really good follow-up to the one that you just did. Mm-hmm. And, you know, as you can see, we're bringing things together at this point in the class. You know, you've had experiences doing a lot of these different things. I had asked you to hold on to some of those earlier pieces because this is where we can put them to use. And again, rather than starting from scratch, you start with something you've done already. So again, it's not this scary thing where you can't get past it. So what I want to do is actually do time you, so that I'm going to give you half an hour to do these 10 for a very good reason. Again, it's to when you work rapidly, you don't have time to think. You don't have time to question or worry or overthink. Just do it. So you learn by doing how this can happen for you, right? All right, so
10 samples in 10 minutes, a minute. What?
10 little samples in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes. That's better than 10 minutes.
What, 10 how big though?
6 by 9.
6 by 9.
So look, I'll give you some extra time so that you can, you know, I know that you need to cut the sheets of paper and put that first coat.
Paint them, mix the color, and
no. Okay, so
colors that we have.
Yes, use the colors that you've already mixed. Remember, we had already done that. I'm presuming that you have some left over. Does anybody not have any left over?
Something left over, but I didn't really mix the large quantities. And the other thing is that I did forget that instruction in trying to clean up here a little bit. I did dispose of the contour drawings, and because I figured I had pictures of them, but they may still be in the trash. So I'll see if I can.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm going to be looking forward to.
Well, you can also use just the music paintings too, or anything that's around. Anything that you've done already in this class is fair game.
But I love how you use the black lines, how you just cut those out.
Yeah,
like
it was fun. That's well, but you know, you can do that too. So really, guys, you know, I'll give you the rest of the class. I'll give you an hour because by, you know, and all told, you're going to have to prep and find things. That's fine. That's fine. And I will, what I will do is send you the instructions to your email so that you can just remember what all the, I know, because I know there are a lot of pieces of this. But the first thing you're going to need to do is just get 10 6x9s and paint them, you know, random colors. If you have the colors already mixed, I would say just use them. Use the ones you already got mixed. And, you know, it doesn't have to be, 6x9 is not that big. You know, I'm thinking that it won't take that much paint. And you also don't want to put too much paint on because you want them to dry. But you want to start there. First thing to do, 10 6x9s, paint them.
Yep.
And then I will send you the other directions. Does that sound good? And I'm here through the rest of the class just to prompt you and prep you for any of the following pieces, but that should get you started. And yeah. So,
And you said
right.
that the quickest way to get the 6x9 is to take the 18 by whatever it was.
yes, it
And
is
fold it
24.
twice.
Right, just crop, crop, crop. Yeah. If it's not exactly 6x9, I don't care. You know, it's just a way to quickly allow you to get sheets of paper ready to go. You know, smaller just because it just takes less time. Worst case scenario, you get some printer paper and just use your printer paper and throw some paper on that, some paint on that. Okay, so I'm going to send you an email now with the description of your assignment. So I'm going to do that, and I'm here to help.
So I'm using just the drawing paper and I'm doing, so it's more like 8x12.
That could be cut down, Stephanie, actually.
You want me to cut it down? Okay.
You know, well, it goes faster if you do that.
Okay.
You know, definitely. And sure, you know, it's fine. I mean, I think
Okay.
yeah, I would suggest that. Yep.
Okay. I don't have.
We're creating 10 of these 6x9s, correct?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Adria, is this also our homework?
No.
Okay,
I want you to try and get these done in class, and then their
Okay, good.
homework will be based on what you're doing in class. Yeah.
okay, great.
There's more.
Just checking.
No, you're right. Thank you. Okay, instructions are sent in your email. So there's really only 3 ingredients on each sheet of paper, not counting the background color.
Success.
All right, very good. Stephanie, I love it. Don't throw anything away.
Can we, yeah, but it's just like ends up all over the place. Can we do 3D sculptures from these too?
Oh, absolutely. Why not? Great. Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, part of using these things is learning to not be precious about what we use, just kind of getting over the feeling that if I did it once, I'll never be able to do it again, because you will. What I'm going to do is mute everybody, but feel free to just unmute yourself if you have any questions. That way we just have a little bit more quiet to work with.
We're just doing two different colors, 5 of one color, 5 of another.
Yeah, that's fine. That's, again, just so you have something like what you were saying yesterday, really earlier this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a background.
Yeah, nice to have a color. I can't hear you, Tally. Unmute yourself. Sorry. You still need
So
to.
we don't have to use 10 different colors.
No,
Use
no,
at
no,
least-
no, no, no. Yeah, just
Okay.
whatever you have left. Yeah, like
Okay, great.
just as in a, instead of using light. Yep. Yeah, there is a reason for my wanting you to do these during class, and that is so that, you know, I can help you move through it rapidly. And I think that there's always this kind of open-endedness in terms of time when you're not in class. So that's why we're doing this. Sometimes I like to listen to music when I work, and it, you know, one thing that it does is it kind of engages your brain so that it's not tempted to judge you. You know, that's a nice strategy. So feel free to do that while we're working. It can be helpful.
So I've done 10, but they're all wet, so.
Okay, so then, you know, what to do while you're waiting for things to dry, Tally, is to go to the next step and just then randomly cut out and tear out, you know, images from, or little pieces from, you know, the other homework that we did, the other, you know, so that, yeah, there's always that other thing, which is, you know, waiting for the paste to dry. So, but this is a good exercise for that because you have lots to do. And then, you know, if you're done with that and you still your paint still isn't dry, then you can create your stencils.
Yes, so like Stephanie, I have no idea where the old ones were, but I'm gonna find them.
Okay.
Maybe in the trash, but that's okay.
Okay.
Did we do, Adria, did we do, was it hands, left hand and right hand?
That's fine. I can't remember, but probably, I think we did. Yeah. Sounds good.
What do you think, Stephanie?
Stephanie's muted.
She's muted, okay.
If she has anything to say, we can't hear it. Just,
Why not on the left hand, right hand?
yeah, that's fine.
I remember that was it you who put those left hand and right hands?
Yes, okay.
Painting once, you know, in your other paint, you collaged them on before we had permission to collage.
Oh,
Yes.
That was very cool.
Yeah.
So I think you may have already used them. That's the thing.
I think I have one like that.
But you can cut it out of that one and put it on.
These. Were they mostly black and white?
Yes, they were mostly.
Okay, good. That'll help.
Yeah, black and white painting that was, and I think used a brush to do them. There were even those earlier ones when, you know, the first class when we were just using black and white to paint to paintings, to paint to music. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're cutting out pieces of our contour drawings and our musical paintings, but you only put like one piece.
Just one piece, that's right. So
One piece for each thing, and then do a stencil on top of it with it?
that's right, that's right, yep.
Just those two things.
Yep, yep, that's it, right.
Okay.
Okay, I have to review the same thing, so
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to her.
Yeah.
So I have an assortment of stuff.
Yep.
And so now we put these, we cut out pieces of them.
Cut out or tear, yep. Just cut out randomly, you know, really almost blindly, so that
Okay, but is it just one piece or a couple of pieces?
One piece per one piece per
page.
Per painting. Yeah, so 10 altogether. You know, you might want to do, yeah, you might want to do 5 of the contour line drawings and 5 of the music paintings, or just keep them all for one or the other. Yep, very random.
Mine are not black and white. Most of the stuff I have, I've either colored afterwards or not.
That's fine.
Is that okay?
It's totally fine. Not, you know, again, we're just using these to get started.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
It's all open. Yep.
Adria, is this where we can also tear rather than cut if we want?
That's right. Yep. Something to try. That's exactly right.
Okay, gluing time.
Yes. Okay, good. I love it. Yeah, let's see if we can pull it together before class ends, so we can just take a quick look. That means just work quickly. Just, you know,
I'm gonna use matte medium to glue. Is that okay?
that's good. Yeah, that's is it well, yeah, that's fine. No, that's
It's
fine.
gold.
Yeah.
It's golden. What happened here?
Yeah.
Now I'm afraid to let anything float in the middle without attaching to an edge.
Oh no, don't think about it, because you know, Stephanie, you also have your stencils, because you know, and the stencils you can use to do, you know, to you know, work with if you need something to go to the edge. You don't have, but no, yeah, you don't let that stop. You know, like we said, we're trying things, and plus we're going to be doing something else with these, so don't worry about it. Yeah, just play. Besides which, there's definitely some times when you don't want to go to the edge. This is just, you know, we're just kind of talking in general about the designs we put together last time.
I'm glad I said that, because now I'm giving myself permission not to do that.
Good. Okay.
So I was thinking like, oh no, how do I get negative space if I don't go to the edge?
Oh, well, good
Space
lesson.
is what makes it more interesting.
It does, but you know, it's but then, you know, not to be confusing, but there are times when a design you're making just doesn't demand going to the edge. You know, it's something else that you're doing. So, you know, it's unfortunately, like I was saying at the beginning, it's not like math. There are no, you know, there are no like absolutes ever. It all depends on your what you're trying to say.
put my brush in my teeth.
Oh no, yeah, been there, done that. Never eat while you're doing artwork. You never know what you're gonna end up.
So are we working with the same stencil throughout, or we can make a few different stencils?
Well, you can absolutely make a few different if you'd like to.
But only one shape, stencil shape per.
That's right. Yeah, only ones. Yes, and yeah, and like you saw, I did some of them repeat the same stencil shape, so you can do that too. Again, as you can see, the rules are arbitrary. They really are. They're simply there to give you some structure, to help you get over that, part where you get stuck because there's too many options.
If I use zinc white for my shapes, will that come out, or is it too light? Maybe if I mix it with the titanium white?
Yeah. I mean, zinc is going to be very transparent.
Yeah.
But nothing wrong with it.
Just
You
use
can
the
try it.
titanium white?
That's a great way to try it, Stephanie. I mean, you'll get something for sure. You might like how it looks. Yeah, this is what we're doing.
Or I'll use, oh wait, I'll use something I have.
We're experimenting. Yeah. see just about 10 more minutes before class is over. And I wonder if we might just stop for a quick second and take a look at what we've got, just, you know, just on the computer, really. Don't have to take photographs. Yeah, can you both, I don't know, Tally, you probably can't do this with your computer monitor, but can you just hold up one or a couple pieces up to the
Sure.
camera?
Just a sec.
Sure. Stephanie,
Close up the matte medium.
yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, really fun to see. Thank you. Good, good. So you haven't yet come to, you're still waiting for your stencil, right?
Yes, I haven't done the stencil yet.
Very good, very good. Good.
I was doing all of the pasting first.
Okay, no, great, absolutely. Stephanie, do you want to show us a little bit of what you're doing just before we end the class, just so we can see?
All right, well, here are a couple same color scheme that have the stencil and the, whoops.
Oh, the stencil. So is the black, which is the stencil?
The butterfly-ish thing.
Oh, I see.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's quite.
I put it on because this looked like a bird for me, and I put a bow in its hair. So sorry.
That's fine. Whatever. Yep. Okay. No, it's all good.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So right. So you know, we're just doing them randomly, really quickly. That's great. And so go ahead and try to finish the rest. You know, quickly, even if you want to work a little bit after our class. But the idea is to, you know, get them out there, just move them on and be done. Then what I'd like you to do is to take pictures of each one of them, post them on Padlet before, you know, you do anything cutting up. But then I am going to send you another video, which is the follow-up assignment to this. So you're going to be using these exercises we did today to take this work further. And that's another really important lesson that I want you all to learn, which is that, you know, your work in your studio has more life to it than just, you know, the one shot at an idea. You know, that it becomes a continuum, that one thing leads to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's, you know, that is the excitement of working in this way. You know, you can see all the different things that can happen.
So, Andrea,
yeah,
what we did today is not the homework assignment. So
that's right. Today, just get done as much as, you know, just finish that, take pictures of it, because you want to have some record of that before. And so the next iteration, we're really not going to be cutting these, but we're going to, you'll see in the video how what that next step is. And you'll see that so many of these assignments are about how to find composition, paying attention to negative, positive. It's all the things that we've been talking about, pulling it together and pushing you to the next step. Okay,
so I have a question about Padlet.
Yeah.
Because I've been posting on my Harmonious Padlet.
Yep.
But that doesn't allow me to see what anyone else is doing.
Yeah, we'd love to see other people.
Oh, that's easy. So I'll send you instructions, but what you'll need to do is to let each other be able
have access.
Yeah, to see your Padlet. And that's
we need a list of people in the class, then, you know, their Padlet.
That's right. So oh boy, I will
I found, for instance, in another class I'm taking, which is called Fun with Acrylics, we all post onto the same site.
Yes, I know. That's another way to do it too.
Okay, great. Well, if you send us instructions, it'd be nice to see what other people are doing as we go along.
Yes, I agree. So this is Padlet 10, you know.
Exactly.
I don't know. This is like maybe beyond my ability to show you, but we can do it.
As long as, I mean, don't fret over it. As long as we can see each other's in class, that's good. But it just would be nice to, I'd like to see what Stephanie's doing next.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I will arrange that. All right, you guys. That's my homework.
Okay.
Great to see you all.
This was a great class. We were lucky to have just you all to ourselves.
Yeah. So you know, and while I've got you just for a second. Well, so we are planning not to have class on the 25th of the day after Thanksgiving. Yeah. I will not be around on the 16th of December, which is our final class, because I will be in California.
You lucky duck.
This is, this is the only time I could really do it. So I'm hoping that we can just move that last class to the 23rd. That may be hard too, but maybe we can move it to another day. I don't know. Figure it out.
Me, if you could avoid Mondays, because I have a conflict Monday morning.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll figure that one out. I'm not too concerned about that. The other option is that maybe I could have class from California, which will be 7 o'clock in the morning.
Don't push it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah, I can do it. All right. We'll figure it out.
Here's another one.
Okay, great.
Oh,
Fabulous.
You're way ahead of me. That's cool.
Good. Loving it. All right. Good. So to be continued, and I will see you all next time.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Andrea. Bye-bye.